What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rants with Ray. My name is Rainice Mitchell, and I am back like I said I would. I am here because you guys, OMG, I have multiple messages, so whenever I get a chance to hop my butt on here to drop them, I'm going to drop them for you. Okay? Okay. Don't forget to check out the video that I did earlier today called The Answers and Clarity That You Seek is in the last instructions. That was a really, really great video full of so much just wisdom and insight on some people's situation if you have been dealing with delay and stagnancy and stuff like that, like spiritual warfare and resistance and stuff like that. But okay. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. I know that these past few just honestly months, weeks, days have been it's just been a lot. It's been very heavy. Some moments have been a lot lighter than others, but if you tapped in and you're aware, if you know, you know. Okay, so as you can see by the title of this video, you're coming to the end of yourself, and a new beginning will start from it, right? It's not exactly like that, but you get what I'm saying, okay? I can't remember verbatim what I named the title. But God just kept telling me that I'm going to allow you to come to the end of yourself. And this was God talking to me, right? Because in the first video, that's why y'all should also go and watch it, because it's kind of like linked together, like the messages tie in with each other. But basically, what's the word? Basically, in the last video, I was sharing with you all, my own different things that I am in the process of overcoming in my own walk, and just how I am not in full obedience, and I'm trying to get in, full alignment with what God is asking me to do, and da 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 da, right? Boom. So God has been telling me, I'm going to allow you to come to the end of yourself. And I first, I knew what it meant, but like I didn't know what he meant. Like, I know what that saying means, but I'm just like, ooh, okay, hold on, don't scare me like that, God. Wait, I'm not ready. But no, all jokes aside, y'all know I'm a little silly. But anyway, he was like, I'm going to allow you to come to the end of yourself. And what he's been giving me with that message is, I'm going to allow you to run yourself in the dirt. Like, I'm not going to force you to do anything. I'm going to allow you to continue to do it your way and keep bumping your head until you decide to listen. I'm not going to keep giving you signs. I'm not going to keep telling you the same thing. I'm going to allow you to come to the end of yourself. I'm going to allow you to destroy yourself. And God is saying, what he was saying to me in that moment was, I'm going to allow you to come to the end of yourself because I've already extended an immense amount of grace, and now it's time to do what I have asked you to do. The time has come, and you've had all the warnings that you needed to make a move, right? And I need you to come to the end of yourself because it's so crazy. Okay. God is going to allow you to come to the end of yourself. And it may not feel good. It may hurt. It may be you may feel like you're grieving and you're sad and you're angry and you just don't know what exactly to do or what route to take. But, which is why you're kind of hesitant on doing whatever God has asked you to do. And what God is saying is, as you come to an end of yourself, you're going to be coming to an end of your old self, the old way of doing things, the old way of thinking, the old relationships, the old habits. That is coming to an end. So this new era can start. So this new version of yourself, of who God has truly called you to be, will be able to blossom and flourish, because it's time. It's time, it's time, it's time. But what God was giving me was, He's going to allow you to come to the end of yourself. Like, no matter if you decide to do it on His time, on your own time. But He wants you to know that depending on how much time you take and how much you decide to delay, it that is going to affect the for some people it will affect the amount of abundance. For some people it will affect the amount of the blessings. For some people it will affect the type of blessings that you were supposed to receive. Meaning, like, okay, when God gives us an instruction and we move when He tells us to move, that's obedience, right? But when God gives us an instruction and we move when we want to move, that is still considered disobedience, right? So what God is saying, when you move like that, when you move when you want to move, you take the risk of not receiving the full scope of the blessing, the full scope of the promise, because you didn't do the full instructions, okay? So it's like it kind of works the same in a sense. And what God is saying is He needs His people to come to an end of themselves. Because once you come to an end of yourself, it makes room for God to move for you in your life. As you come to an end of yourself and the end of the way you think things should be, the way you thought things would be, when you allow those parts of yourself, those carnal parts of yourself, to die so God can live through you and flourish through you and operate through you, it opens up the door for prosperity, for abundance, for just an unlimited amount of divine resources. When you're walking in full alignment with God, it gives you a certain level of covering, right? And basically, you coming to the end of yourself, it may feel like the end of the world, right? It may feel horrible. It may feel heavy. It may feel tumultuous. You're probably going to cry. You're going to be angry. You're going to cuss. You might shout, scream, and some more stuff. And God is saying that's okay. Those reactions, those emotions are normal, because a part of you is dying so a new part of you can live. And this new part of you isn't going to just survive. It's going to thrive. It's going to thrive. This old version of yourself has to die, because it's not equipped to, it wasn't equipped to go past the level it was supposed to go past. So, for example, a Honda isn't made to go 300 miles per hour like maybe a Aston Martin or a Ferrari or something like that. If you try to go 300 miles per hour in a Honda, it would literally break into pieces. It would probably blow up. It wouldn't be able to accomplish the task. It wouldn't be able to do it, right? So the same thing goes for when we want to move to new levels. And those new levels come with new devils that we may not be prepared for when we try to rush into a blessing that God tried to, take His time with preparing us for. So it's important to understand that this old version of you isn't strong enough to go to this next season. That old version of you isn't smart enough. It doesn't have enough discernment. It doesn't have enough wisdom. It doesn't have enough discipline and consistency to be able to sustain what God is trying to bless you with in the next season, which is why this old version of yourself has to die. And I know that a lot of you may unconsciously be holding on to an old version of yourself, where you're holding on to that old version because it feels safe. and comfortable, and you not even really kind of aware. But the stagnancy, the repeated cycles, the repeated relationships, situations, the repeated situations, those are all visible factors of why this old version of you cannot go, why you will not access this new level until this old version of you dies, because it's not strong enough to handle what will come with this next season. So God is going to allow you to come to an end of yourself, but the thing is, the timing of when you decide to get in full alignment with what God is asking you to do will determine what you will receive um, when you finally do cross over into this new version of yourself. That's what he was giving me. And if you've been feeling like it's time to create a new version of yourself, to erase everything and just start new, this is your confirmation that you're in alignment. It's time. You're right. You're right on the money. It's time to change. It's time for a new scenery. It's time for a new environment. It's time for a new way of doing things, a new way of living. And God wants to grant that to you. But first, before he does, you have to come to an end of yourself and allow the lower parts of yourself to die so the version of yourself that God has called you to be can fully flourish in this next season. All right? All right, y'all. Like I said, I don't want to make the messages too long today because I do have a few of them. I'm more than likely probably going to be hopping back on here later. If you haven't had a chance to check out the video that I did earlier today, check it out. It's really, really good. All of these are definitely led by God. My own shortcomings and my conversations with God, God has given me and leading me to share these with you all and give you insight, because he's saying that a lot of you all are going through the same thing as well. So I pray that this helps someone. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.